The number one way to make 100K in 2025, even if you're broke. I'm not talking about poor with the wrong mindset. I'm talking about broke if you're just in a temporary situation, but you're willing to work hard and get to the next level. Let's get it. Number one, I want you to ask yourself right now, like literally look at your situation. Are you satisfied with where you're at right now, or do you desire to get richer? Are you satisfied with where you're at right now, or do you desire to get richer? This is a question you have to answer for yourself before you even continue watching the video. If you don't desire to get richer, if you're satisfied with where you're at, get off the video. This is not for you. Don't worry about it. So listen, this book literally changed my life. You Need More Money by Matt Monero. So one of the great insights that I took in the book and what I think a lot of y'all will take, even if you're already rich, it's a lot to get to be considered comfortable, right? So he speaks about something in a book and he basically says that in order to be like you're just like, okay, I'm good with where I'm at, you need to have 5 million liquid. We're not talking about 5 million net worth. We're talking about 5 million liquid. And he talks about rich, he talks about broke, he talks about different phases that you go through on your pursuit to wealth. So I definitely recommend you check out the book You Need More Money. It'll help your mindset and help you just be in that mindset ready for 2025. If you're like me, and you're on your path to get richer so you could do more for yourself and your loved ones, this video is literally for you. Continue watching. We're going to talk about it. So, the number one way to make 100K in 2025, even if you're broke, is start a funding company, right? So, having a funding company slash credit company where you do funding has helped me change my own personal life. I've been able to fund one of my clients $275,000 and make almost $30,000 in a day. Because if you're new, if you don't know the business model that we do, we basically operate off of a 10% success fee, right? So I got the client funded $275,000. I was able to make 10% of that as my commission. Also got a different client, $200,000, made 20 bands. So this is a high income skill, and we're going to talk about it. This high income skill solves a painful problem. If you want to make money, if you want to make a lot of money, you have to solve a painful problem. So why is this a painful problem? Business owners need extra capital to grow and scale. I know the average person that might think like, oh, I could just go do it myself. I got to apply online myself. We'll talk about it. You got to understand that a lot of people that have that mindset, that poor mindset, they happen to get low limit approvals because their lack of a strategy. They don't know what we know as funding companies, right? And you got to understand that there's so many banks in the world, it can lead to overwhelm. And if you don't have a strategy for how to get these high limits, it's not the easiest skill to do. So when something's not the easiest skill to do, it's going to be valuable. And simple fact of the matter is these people may lack relationships. Most people don't have relationships that funding companies tend to have. Like, think about it. If someone's running a funding company, that means they're running multiple of their clients through applications. So not only do they have relationships with these banks, but essentially they have more data than somebody that's just applying for themselves. So as funding companies, like I said, we solve a painful problem because we have a plethora of data that we can basically use a cross check and help us apply for additional people. People, clients that got approved, clients that got denied, right? All of it is data. Data is powerful because we can use it as a measure for how we're going to move forward, right? So that's what makes us valuable as funding companies. Most business owners that are going for business funding, they're only applying for themselves. So they're limited in the scope of data that they have, right? So keep that in mind. We're very valuable as funding companies because we have relationships with bank reps that will help us get higher limits. That's why you see, my students getting those $50 to $75,000 Chase business credit cards that we get for our clients. If you're not new, if you've been watching me. And then also we just have the knowledge of what exactly the banks are looking for when it comes to the structure, when it comes to the NACES code, when it comes to, stated income. Some banks might be more lenient in terms of, okay, stated income here versus let's do a financial review. No docs, stuff like that. So you just have to have certain knowledge of things here and there. And that's why you're valuable when you start that funding company, if you know these things. So we're solving a painful problem while building cash flow at potentially a fast rate. Potentially a fast rate, right? Anyone can start this skill today and succeed with the right guidance, even if they're broke. Even if you're broke, even if someone you know is broke, they can make money through business funding with the right guidance. I highlighted it or I underlined it because that's important with the right guidance. Poor people, which I'm hoping and praying are not watching this video, poor people have the tendency to just watch free stuff and then they're just like, oh, I'm gonna go try it myself. And then they wonder why they're not successful. You're supposed to pay someone that's already been there and get their guidance and do it through them, right? If you look at my YouTube channel, I got over 2,000 videos, right? Damn near 3,000 videos. Wouldn't it be a crazy concept if I put all of this information out that's like crumbs here and there, and then the paid information is what has, the deeper stuff. This is the thing with poor people. Poor people will look at the free information. They'll be like, okay, he said A, B, and C. What if in the paid program, it's A, 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, 8.4? You got bullets under the A before we get to B, right? So this is why it's important to invest in yourself, right? And I'm assuming if you're watching the video at this point, you at least have the correct mindset because my marketing is good for getting poor people away from my videos. So what I mean by this is by no means a guarantee or saying it's going to be easy. It's just a convenient, simple business model, right? As you can see, if you go to my Instagram, if you go to the client success wins on my YouTube channel here, you'll see that people are making money from doing what I've said. So you got to give yourself the guarantee. Poor and broke are two completely different things. We do not do business with the poor. We do not do business with the poor. Poor people look for guarantees. If you're broke, that means you're just in a temporary situation. Broke people, sometimes they just made a bad investment. They're looking to get back up, but they're willing to make that investment again, right? You can go broke and then get rich again. Stuff happens. I understand that. But poor and broke are two different things. Poor is the mindset to not invest. Poor is the mindset to be like, I need to talk to my wife. Poor is the mindset to be asking all these 9 to 5 questions. What's the guarantee? What can you guarantee me this? Poor people speak like babies, basically, like kids, right? So you got to understand that there's a difference between poor and broke. The reason why I titled If You're Broke, because even if you're broke, you have the mindset to try things and be a risk taker. Poor people have all the skepticism in the world, right? And we don't do business with poor people. And I recommend that you don't do business with poor people as well. Poor people play victim and they're entitled and they don't understand the concept of investing in themselves, like I said. Broke is a temporary condition of someone that's taking accountability and they invest in themselves. They're looking for ways to, get to it. So let's talk about how I would do it if I was just starting from scratch, right? As far as just day one, I'm trying to make 100K with business funding in 2025. Number one, I'll help someone for free, right? If you don't have an online like blueprint, online reputation like I have of having all this success with all these clients, you got to start somewhere. I had to start somewhere. I started my YouTube channel in I think we opened it 2021, but we started posting consistently 2022. I had to start somewhere too. So I would help someone for free or help people for free. Then I would record case study videos with them. And I would use AI to distribute content on different platforms, right? Case studies are what's going to really be the bridge between people getting ready to do business with you and not do business with you. A lot of people operate off of skepticism, and that's what's going to happen, right? You're going to have to understand and deal with that because a lot of people do scam online. So that's just the game that we're living in today. So if you want to have an online blueprint, online footprint, with what you're doing as far as this business funding game, you're going to need to put out case studies. I'm not talking about testimonial videos where they record the selfie. Oh, yeah, I did business with XYZ. It was a good experience, all that. I'm talking about sitting with them on Zoom, basically like the way I have on my channel. Case study videos, going over the transformation that you gave that client. Before this client worked with me, they had never had a business credit card. They went with me. Now they have access to these business credit cards. Okay, what are they doing with the money? All this kind of stuff that's transformational. Because what's going to happen is people are going to come into your ecosystem through your top of funnel content. You're educating about business funding at the top of funnel, middle of funnel. By the time they get to your bottom of funnel, where they're ready to pull the trigger, book that call with you, and pay you for the business funding, they might need to see a case study video, right? So that's going to be very powerful. So that's how I would do it if I was just starting fresh. Offer the free person also a referral fee, right? It could be, oh, I'll give you 3% of everybody that you bring to me, right? And then close 1 to 2 clients at least 100K in funding, and you already got 5 to 10K business. And when we talk about 100K in the year, you just need to make 10K a month. It's really not hard to do, right? We have large margins with this funding company, right? When you get to scale and you hire like appointment setters and closers and things like that, then okay, your margin goes down a little bit, but you're still gonna have reasonably high margins. We're talking about just starting. Just making 100K is not hard with the business funding, right? Let me say it's simple like what you got to do. I'll say it's not easy, especially if you don't have an online blueprint, because I know someone like me that's been doing it for a while, it's going to be a lot easier for me to make 100K versus you that you might just be starting because people don't trust you online yet. So just keep that in mind. And then I would invest in a mentor that already has BRM relationships, bank relationship managers. I'll go 50-50 with them and go from there. So if you don't got no bank relationship managers, it would make sense for you to, like, let me not even tell you. Let me ask you, wouldn't it make sense for you to invest with a mentor that already has the bank relationship managers that they worked hard to get, that you don't even have to work hard to get? Like, simple math, right? So, yeah, I'm just saying off of the fact of if I was assuming that I don't know what I know now, right? So keep that in mind. I'm not here to hard sell you on why you should get richer, right? If you don't want to get richer, then you don't want to get richer. If you get it, you get it. So if you need case studies or testimonials, go to my YouTube, go to my IG, and click through all the client wins, highlights, like my results and all that is it's out there, right? So keep that in mind. If you do feel unsure, let me tell you right now, do not invest your money with us. Money is energy, and I don't want nothing scary around me. Money is energy, and I don't want nothing scary around me. If you feel unsure, like, oh, it's a $2,000 program. What's the guarantee? All this. I need to talk to my wife. I got 4, 5, 6 kids, and I don't, I wasn't responsible. Now I can't take care of nothing. Don't invest with us, right? We're not here to do business with poor people. If you're broke, but you're willing to make that investment in yourself, if you're rich, you're trying to get richer, we're here to help you, right? It's two bands, bro. Like, click the link in the description to invest in our 2K funding program. And let's get richer together. If you're not there yet, just keep watching my videos. Nurture yourself. With that being said, y'all have a blessed one.